Hey, it's Neil. Today I'm talking about one of the sneakiest ways Iowa investors either lose or make more money than expected. It's about timing your listing. Seriously, the week that you list your property, what week in the year can make or break how much money you exactly get. So the reality is there are demand cycles here in Iowa, right? The weather can be quite extreme. And so it's no joke. Your ARV can change with the seasons. Ultimately, holding costs can pile up. So let's talk about the four seasons and the best times of the year to list that property. Spring is a gold mine. There's no way around it. It is the absolute best time of year. Now, you got to give a little thought to what spring means, though, because spring is when the weather says it is. We don't follow calendars here, right? So whenever the weather says it is, that's when you need to be mindful of that. Sometimes it can be February 1st. And so the significance of February 2 is that if on average it takes, call it 45 days to sell a home, you're talking 45 days. Now I'm talking listing. So a February 1st date means you're going under contract on March 15th, which means you're closing somewhere around April 15th to April 30th. So very oftentimes a February 1st date means that thing's closing in the middle of spring. So give thought to that, because once in a while somebody's going, I'm going to go on the market June 15th. Well, you could find yourself in August or September pretty quick like. So spring, gold mine. Late summer, pretty strong. There's a rush in many cases to get in before school starts. Fall can be pretty solid, and the winter, only if you have to. Only if you have to. The weather plays a big factor in the winter. Naturally, the time of the year and the holidays are a big difference, but the weather can play an enormous difference. So how do we plan for this? Ultimately, it's about working backwards. I gave you that example of what happens if you list February 1st. So it's what day do I actually want my money when I sell this flip property, and start working backwards from there. That'll get you a pretty good understanding about what you have to do from a time frame standpoint. And that ultimately means the construction time frame. Sometimes it means providing additional incentives to the contractors for them to execute faster. Guys working 6 or 7 days a week to shorten that time frame to get you out there, because you want to protect that ARV, and you do it by speed. Now, what do? If you're stuck in the slow season, there's just no way around it. Well, you got to have clean pricing. Oftentimes, you're not setting the new high ARVs in an area. You got to know where the pricing is and know that demand is softer in the winter. Staging, I argue, and have argued for years, that staging is fantastic. It's a wonderful way to give life to that home. List on Thursdays. I've also said this for years when I was an agent. The goal was always to list on a Thursday. Thursday's coming out, and that's because the number 1 and 2 days of the week, right, for showings are Saturday and Sunday. It just is. And so to list on Thursday to get momentum going into the weekend was always really very strong. So timing your listing can be one of the easiest ways to upgrade your profit to a deal. And when you're ready for the next deal, you want to get instantly pre-approved, I dropped a link below for you to do that.